Good afternoon and welcome to Q Questions, where each week we pull back the curtain on OnCue, one of the most powerful presentation platforms in the legal world. I'm Gene, your host, and joining me here every week is Robb, OnCue's Director of User Development and all-around OnCue guru, if you will. For those of you watching on YouTube, welcome. For those of you who clicked the link in the description and are joining us right here in the studio, that's even better. Just make sure you activate your camera and we will bring you on stage, and then you will be able to ask Robb your questions. Otherwise, you can leave your questions in the comments, and we'll be monitoring those, and he will be answering those questions during the show as well. We do this every Wednesday at noon right here, so make sure you join us. Make it part of your weekly routine. Robb, how's it going today, man?
Doing great. Happy holiday week. We have Independence Day coming up. Hope everybody out there stays safe, and maybe a short week for everybody. So most people are going to be working tomorrow and then taking Friday off. So Absolutely. I hope everybody has a good weekend.
It's a big one, 250. So it's going to be a fun time this weekend. I hope everybody has a happy but safe holiday. But for right now, Robb, what we got going on? What do we got going on Q Questions?
We are trying to keep our tang from getting tangled. And today we're gonna talk about a feature that a lot of people may not know or that it is there. I know I've covered it in the past, but I've never really talked much about it. And that is the Colorize feature. And the Colorize mode to use is available under the filled rectangle tool. Of course, it says here on the screen to use it, select the filled rectangle, set your desired color, then draw your square rectangle over the text that you want to colorize. Let's go ahead and jump into that. I'm going to go ahead and show you here how this works. So as you can see, what we're going to do is we're just going to select the document here, P23. We've got it up. Now, our filled rectangle, of course, is a red color right now. If I click on the filled rectangle, you can see I have the color at red. You can change that color to whatever you want, but this blend mode right here is what we want to look at. What you can do is you can go in and set this to colorize instead of the other functions there. Just have it set to colorize. And what most people do is they do a call out in trial. And once you do the call out, what you want to do is a highlight. And they go in and they highlight whatever text it is that we want to draw attention to. But if you use the Colorize feature, you can click on the filled rectangle. Remember, we set it blend mode colorize. What this will do is this will allow you to then draw your box. But as you can see, it doesn't do a filled box anymore. It just colorizes the text. So if you have something where you want to highlight the word complex and the word through and the word losses, most people aren't going to know that you can do this. This wasn't a feature that was available in any other trial presentation software. So we're the only ones, I think, at this point that have done this. And what this gives you the ability to do is those highlights in any color that you want to do them, Gene, because when you come in here and change the color, if you really want to start focusing on some stuff, you can do that just like that. Of course, that one would be horrible because the color doesn't look that good. But if you got kind of a darker blue and you said, okay, I want to do this, most people don't even know that that's there. They don't even know that this exists. It's not something that we even include in our training to say, hey, this is something you can do. You need to educate your lawyer to, hey, we don't have to do just highlights to get people's attention. We can do stuff like this as well. And it gives you the ability to do that anywhere. So if you click on, for instance, if we just get another document here and just find one, this would be good right here. You just come in and boom, pull it up. You're good to go. And so it's a really good feature to use. And as you can see, you also have it in your arrow, your freehand tool. So you can take your arrow, go to your blend mode, do colorize, and you can see it will colorize an arrow. Let me go ahead and make let's get something big in here so we can do that. Let's just do a call out real quick. And if we do our arrow, watch this, it'll just kind of draw the arrow, but yet colorized. You see that? So it's got some cool things it can do. There's some really good features that you can use with it to do that. I'll just keep it on normal for right now. But anywhere you see colorized, that is exactly what that does.
Wow, that is really cool. And I'm glad you pointed that out, because I was sitting here thinking when you started doing this, like, man, I have sat through fundamental training. I've been in advanced training. I've never seen this before. And here I was thinking maybe I just didn't pay close enough attention. But no, that's literally the first time I'm hearing it. And I don't know, man. I like that changing the color of the words, the letters, rather than just highlighting everything. Really makes it stand out. That's cool.
All right. We got any questions? It looks like we got a couple that we
Let's see what we
can
got
show
here.
up here. Let's see who we have. Derek. Hey, what's going on, Derek? Is a dedicated graphics card, such as an NVIDIA graphics card, important for OnCue? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I think so. I think having a discrete graphics card is important for any program. The less load you put on the MOBO, the motherboard, the better. So discrete graphics is always something that's there. With the rise in costs for everything computers, we're looking for areas to save money for OnCue machines. Hey, we did the software, Derek, in a way that hopefully it doesn't tax your machine out. But at the same time, even with the rising costs, I tell people graphics card, RAM, and processor. It's where it's at. Save some money on the save some money on other things, but your graphics card, your RAM, your processor, let's not be penny wise and pound foolish on those things. If you want to use maybe a budget motherboard, but don't sacrifice on that other stuff, I think is a good answer to that question. So thanks for the question, Derek. I definitely appreciate it. Oh, who is this right here, Gene? What's that saying there?
Kathy. And she asks, can you save and export the colorized document?
Absolutely. Absolutely, Kathy. Are you kidding? We got to be able to do that. Check it out, girl. Here we go. Let's go in here and let's go ahead and take and do this again, Mr. Gene. And we'll just go ahead and use blue since we've got it there. Let's go ahead and take the blue. We'll use that right there on our colorize, and we'll colorize that blue right there just like that. And then what we'll do is we'll just hit our save button. Once we hit our save button, what that does is that saves that annotation for us. And you can see here on page 16, there's that annotation. So we have that is our original document, and then boom, what we've saved right there. If we want to take it even further, we can go in and print that. And when we print it, well, we can choose what to print, how to print, and it will print that way. We can also right click and choose to export images. And what we'll do here is that will export that. We're going to take the label off. We don't need that. And we'll do it transparent like that. Go begin export. And now it'll bring up the JPEG, or excuse me, PNG, portable network graphic file for me. And let me pull this up to the right screen. And now there you can see what it looks like as an exported image file. So the answer to that question is absolutely. You can export the colorized document. Use that for whatever you need to use it for. Both of those great questions, and I encourage people to come on and ask those. Thank you very much for asking those questions, because they are important. So you can absolutely do that. So with that said, I don't have, unless there are other comments that we need to cover, other questions that we have in the can, this is a quick lesson for today. Hopefully the lesson is quick. The Q questions are quick, but your long weekend is not. Hopefully that's not well for you. Looks like we have another one. So let's say you have a figure. Oh, sure. Absolutely. His question is, so let's say you have a figure in a patent, you could use a filled polygon tool to colorize an element of the figure. Sure, why not? So take your polygon tool and let's just do this. Let's go ahead and do it exactly like Rick said there. Let's just go ahead and do a call out on this image. We'll call it a figure, right?
Okay. We're not on this. We're not.
Oh, go ahead and I'm sorry. Thank you. Go ahead and share me up here. Let's go to filled polygon. All right. What we can do now with this is go in on the filled polygon, turn the blend mode to colorize. And then if you just wanted to take and say, okay, we need to focus on this right here with this, you could just start to draw your polygon, right? Put your polygon on there, double click on it, boom, your polygon's out. Now, here's the thing. This, we would have to go to our polygon and look at the opacity. Notice the opacity there. We take that opacity down. So that's what we want to do, is take that opacity down or use a different color. But you absolutely can colorize on top of something like that. And that works out well for you to be able to do that. So great question, Rick Sanborn. I don't have anything else. I want to thank everybody for coming on Q Questions today and watching the show. We've had a few shows now, and the people have made the shows a success, and people are definitely going back and watching them. And we appreciate putting this stuff out. The only announcement that I have is watch your emails, because we are going to next week send the email for the quarterly training number 3. It's our quarterly training that we do 4 times a year. That is coming up, and we're going to do the quarterly training twice for quarter 3. So we're actually going to have 2 dates. That way that, you know, a lot of people, they get they see the quarterly and I'm in trial at that time. Oh, I've got a meeting at that time. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 dates for the quarterlies from now on. So we're going to have every 3 months, we'll do the training twice in that amount of time. So if you can't make one, maybe you can make the other. Quarterlies are getting really cool because of what we're doing now with the Amazon DCV machines and all of those things. So really cool stuff going on. That's the only announcement I have. You got anything for us, Gene?
No, sir. I think you covered everything we had set up this week. So
make sure, if you have anything, folks, if you want to email us, you can certainly send an email to us. If you want to come on the show, you can absolutely email us. Say, hey, we'd like to come on. Last week, had a great show about The Hague with Roy Campos. Roy was on. It was great to catch up with him and be able to do that. I want other people to be able to do that as well. Come on. We have different topics we're going to cover. I want to know how people are using OnCue. I want to know some of the things that people are doing with OnCue that nobody else is doing. They've just incorporated something into their workflow. The way they're using the Stream Deck, Gene, I never imagined that they would use the Stream Deck that way. And I learned that through Q Questions. Same thing with how you're using OnCue. If somebody out there has a way they're using OnCue to do something that's just out of the ordinary from what you would normally use it for, let us know what that is. We'd love to have you on. Even if you want to come on and you're shy and you don't want to be on video, that's fine too. Come on and we'll have your audio and we'll have a little picture of you up there, something like that. I know that people have anxiety. I get it. And that's not a problem. Some people just don't want to be on camera, but you'll use the telephone, that kind of thing. Right.
That's right. We can work with you any way we need to, and are happy to do it. So yes, please.
Because I love hearing the stories. I love hearing the different ways that OnCue is used, because it helps us in development. It helps us on the workflow, because people are doing things different than the way I would have done it. And so I get to learn from that. And trust me, I'm just like everybody else out there. I'm a hot seater who is no longer hot seating, but is still in this software every day. You know, sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees because you don't know what other people are doing in the field. And I just don't want things to pass me by. So I love to hear that stuff out there.
And you work with so many hot seaters in training. When you find out new things like that, you're able to pass that on and help others. So them coming on the show telling us one thing, you could help 100 people or more once Rob is able to share that. So please do.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can email us. I think it's where we tell them, email us support@oncuetech.com. Just send us an email and say, hey, I have something for Q Questions, and we will definitely reach out and get a hold of you. Also, we've got our community. If you join the community.oncuetech.com, that's where you can get questions answered. You can talk to other OnCue users about OnCue or about all things just trial related. And so that's coming up as well. But with that said, Gene, take us out of here.
All right, folks. Thank you for joining us once again here on Q Questions. We look forward to seeing you next Wednesday. And again, have a very, very happy and safe 4th of July Independence Day holiday. And we'll see you here next week for more Q Questions.